Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going over a 911 GTS. This is a 992 generation 911 for you Porsche nerds. Before we get into this video though, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Southtown Imports here in Utah for giving me some time with this 911. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently, and then a couple things on a side note. So first off, car buying guide in the description down below like always, and then secondly, I have a limited amount of time with this particular car just because of my scheduling today, and so this is going to be kind of like a quicker review, a little bit different than what I normally do. Most of the video is going to be on the driving, which makes sense because that's what this car is all about. Anyways, let's dive into it. Now with the GTS model, you have a turbocharged 3-liter flat 6 that either goes through a dual clutch or a manual. This one has the dual clutch. Power outputs 473 horsepower and then 420 pound-feet of torque. And you can't see anything because 911, but I do like the sound that makes when you close it. The GTS package is like a sport package on the 911, so it makes the car look sportier. So for example, you can see that the headlight bezels have been blacked out to give the 911 a little bit more of an aggressive appearance. And by the way, I love this particular paint color. I'm not super familiar with Porsche's paint colors, so I actually don't even know what this is called. It just looks good. And then you notice that the wheels are also blacked out with this GTS package, and then you got the little GTS logo. Now with the GTS, they'll lower it slightly compared to a regular 911, so it will ride a little bit stiffer, but then it's also supposed to be able to handle better with that lowered suspension. And then another part of the GTS package is the taillights. They'll actually darken them. You guys can see you've got the Porsche logo there in the center, and then Carrera GTS also blacked out. And then you do have an upgraded exhaust with this package as well. And when you put it all together, this thing looks so cool. It has a really cool sporty appearance, and it looks less luxury compared to a base 911, for example. Now inside this looks pretty normal for a 911. You've got tons of leather trim all throughout, and you've got some carbon fiber as well, which is really cool. And then you guys can see here with the seats perforated all down the center, and then I'll quickly pop in here, and in normal Porsche fashion, you got the twist key. It's so fun. Now you can see the steering wheel here. I like the coloration of this interior too. It's kind of like a gray. It's really interesting. But anyways, drive mode select here on the steering wheel. Paddle shifters here on the back of the steering wheel as well. We've got the 5 gauges that you can only see 3 of them from the driver point of view, which is kind of hilarious. And we'll close this so we can do the backup camera. So you can see it's a practical car. It actually has a 360 camera, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then this does have a front end lift. We also have the exhaust. You can open and close it. You can adjust the suspension as well. And then it comes with stuff like dual zone climate. You've got your heated seats. Obviously you got the shaver shifter here, and they got the cup holder here in the center as well. And then you can see the little center console thing here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, overall really nice interior and all that. Now when it comes to pricing, I actually don't know because I didn't do any research. I basically got handed the keys to this car and said, hey, do you want to film it? And I said, yeah, I'll film a 911. So comment down below how much this package cost you think. I'm guessing this is probably like close to $200,000 now, because like I feel like Porsche prices have gone up quite a bit. But let's see how it drives. Well, we are going to set right off in this 911, and we're doing the front end lift here. So sorry about this review being a little bit more on the rushed side of things, but that's just kind of what happens. I think though some of you might end up liking this review more than my normal reviews though, because with a sports car like this, do you guys really care about like the back seats and like everything that's happening inside here? Probably not. You probably care more about what it sounds like and what it drives like. Yeah, that front end lift this is the easiest front end lift I've ever used in a car. Now I do want to open up the valves so we can hear this beautiful flat 6. That sounds pretty cool. So if you guys follow the channel, you know that I am not a Porsche person, I suppose. When I say that, I love the cars they make. I just don't review them all that often. I don't have anything set up with a Porsche dealer here in Utah quite yet. And so like, I'm not as in the know with the cars as everyone else. And so when I see something like this, this might offend some Porsche people, like this to me just looks like every other 911 out there. It's a little bit cooler looking with like the dark, like the blacked out things and everything. But like that's kind of how I perceive it. Now, despite how I perceive it, I do know a little bit about the GTS package, right? This is where they make the 911 sportier, right? This is for the person that, whenever I've watched reviews on this, what everyone says is this is for the person that wants a more GT3-like experience, but they don't want to pay the GT3 price premium, and they also don't want all of the harshness that comes with the GT3 and the, you know, race car inspired interior, because like this interior is way more luxury. Like it has some sporty elements like the carbon fiber and everything, but you've got tons of leather, you've got really comfortable leather seats here. This is still more on the luxury side for a 911. Oh, I just did the sport response by accident. My brain for some reason, okay, we're gonna pop into manual mode. My brain for some reason, when I looked at this to change the drive mode, for some reason it said click the button. I don't know why, but that's so cool with the drive modes. There are some things with this that like make it feel quite exciting. So let's pop it into sport mode. Oh, man, that's quick. That's really quick. Let's see how it, oh my gosh, it corners so well. Wow. I forgot how well 911s drive. Again, I never review these. Let's pop it into the Sport Plus. And the transmission's just so quick. I think this is the first time. No, I've tested this new PDK. I was gonna say I think this is the first time I've tested this new PDK, but it's not. But man, the response that this thing has is incredible. This is such a fun car. Okay. It kind of spun the rear tires a little bit there. I wasn't even full throttle. I actually want to kind of try the paddles. So I'm gonna pop it in the manual mode. Oh, and you get a little bit of you get a little bit of turbo blow off too. That's cool. This is a fun car. It sounds so good too. Yeah, everything about this car is just so precise. And you know what's funny? So I have a GT350 Mustang, which is, you know, arguably one of the best sports cars ever made. It's definitely probably the best Mustang ever made because it's got the flat plane crank V8, Voodoo V8. That car handles amazingly well. Like there's a lot to like about that car. And this more quote unquote luxury 911, like this feels so much more sports car. But I think a big part of it is where the engine's located with this. The engine obviously is in the back of the 911, right? It's rear engine. Such a weird thing to compare a Mustang, but it's just because I'm driving that all day, my Mustang all day, and then coming and driving this. But yeah, I'm super impressed. I think that, like, gosh, as annoying as this is, there is a lot of truth to what journalists say about how Porsche makes the best driving cars. So this car handles so well, everything is so precise. It's just an absolute blast to drive. Like, it seriously is, it's so fun. Like and the transmission is, I mean, yeah, this is definitely still the best dual clutch out there. I mean, look at this. And it's rear wheel drive, so it, like, you feel the push from the back, and it can kind of get away a little bit. Yeah, it's such a thrilling vehicle. So to sum things up, as someone who is not a Porsche aficionado, this thing sounds great. I think it looks cool. It drives amazingly well. It's and I mean, you could daily drive this. Like, you put the suspension in the comfort setting, and it's very comfortable. So I really don't have anything bad to say about it, other than the fact that, dang, these 911s have gotten so expensive that you know, unless you're one of the uber rich people that can afford these, it's like it's just out of touch for you know, the price is out of touch for most car enthusiasts. But let me know what you guys think about the GTS. Do you think this is like the 911 sweet spot? Would you guys rather get, you know, like a Carrera T if you wanted something sporty because that's more affordable, or would you rather go for the full-on GT3 because that one's the crazy high performance track focused version? Let me know what you guys think.